So, like, if we took a splice of one atom and turned it into two splices, yes, kept one in a device with a computer that can be spun in any direction. It can go one way and then it can go another way.
Yeah.
Okay? The computer is able to read which direction it's going in versus how many times it has spun around, completing one whole cycle versus a retro cycle. And the other computer here has the same ability of doing the same thing. And what's more, if I tell this one to rotate this way twice, I tell this one in here to rotate this way twice and then go back once, that means A. If I tell it to do it 3 times, this one, and then it rotates backwards once, B. And the other device would then be going, A, B, you know, it wouldn't be doing A, B, C, D. It would be saying something like, please can you send us more supplies because we are running low on Pluto. Ha 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 ha, we're talking to you. Beautiful. We're outside the speed of light. How does it feel to make your words time travel? Full stop. Plutelings. And then they could write back with the same method of spinning this because it activates in the now moment. No time barrier to be messing with, let's say. If it did it in reverse, so rather than it spinning this way, as you can see the arrow here, goes that way, either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So if it went that way 12 times, followed by 1 going that way, it meant K. Yeah? If it spun 11 times and went 1 time the other way, it's J. So you could, the other one would be able to read the text. Now, if it went the opposite way, now, so we're going in reverse. So we go once this way and once that way, well, it equals 1, number 1. If it goes once this way, twice this way, well, it means 2. Pretty self-explanatory, and so on, all the way, infinite number. I mean, I don't think you're going to be sending hundreds of billions of millions of trillions, or who knows, whatever numbers you can go up to, googillions, I don't even know if that's one. You probably won't be using those numbers because they might take a considerable amount of time. But even still, with this rotation, I think it's very small, so it happens very quickly. So therefore, a blink of an eye, and I think you've got a whole sentence out. And you can communicate vast distances. Another thing that can happen, if something entered into a camera and the computer knew this, it could then start spinning that. It's like Morse code, really. Do you get what I mean?
Yes,
I like the pattern of the text that comes out in this. So if I, you know, it's you've got an atom in here. I don't know if I'm making it clear. A little atom in here with loads of devices in for changing the direction of its spin. So it can go either way. You've got another one to view it. And it goes into a computer, such as laptop, PC, whatever. And this PC is able to spin this one. But it's an atom. It started off as 1, and then it was cut in half. Now you got 2 pieces. Lovely. This one goes in here, and this one's on Pluto. And then you got this one over here, which is on Earth, which is the other splice. Goes in here. See, this is why I would always say you need to use 2 of these. The reason why I say 2 is because you want to be backwards and forwards in chat. So if you then had another one in here that was for reading and one for moving, and then here you had another one here that was done for moving and one was done, so one can be sending it to this one and this one reading it and then telling the crew that was sat here what it said. At the same time, they can be writing back and telling this one at the same time you can be writing back to. Do you see the conversation then? So this one is made for communicating information that way, and this one sends information this way. The computer receives, puts this one on the screen here so that they can understand the text, and they're typing at this keyboard here, and it sends it to this one, if you like. Send is a wrong word, but you know, all of this capability here, you cannot hack this. You can't intercept it, you can't read the messages. You could probably hack the PC here, but that would have to be online. If it's not online, forget it. There's no way you will have to hack the PC. If it's got no capabilities of being able to be wirelessly connected, forget it. You're not getting the access to that information. I think that is got to be the prize jewel of all intelligence groups around the world, has it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. I think this is something that they would be looking into for. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they haven't already done this, to be honest. And if it is, oops, I do apologise. But if you are doing this as we go, it's brilliant, to be honest. I would like to know whether it works, but I guess I might not be privy to the information. But even still, this would be incredible. And it would be something that I would push for being built. Because, not because, this tech, rah-de-rah. No. Spy gadgets such as these ones have a great, great value in our society. Actually, one that's massive. And I'll tell you why. If you're traveling very fast and you've got this ahead of your spacecraft, you're going to be able to do a lot of maneuverability before you go to crash into anything.
Mm-hmm.
You might not be able to stop, but you might be able to move out the way. And you still get more in front of you, but you might need to start slowing down to do some repairs. I'd rather have the pain in the ass of doing that every now and again than see your whole species wiped out because you collide into something. So I definitely think this tech has a place, a big one, to be honest, a forefront for everything, to be honest. And then if you can put it into games consoles and stuff like that, I think we'll notice a lag within the speed of light. Although you're using the speed of light to send the signal past there, but you are eliminating a lot of the time travelled in the speed of light. Therefore, the less time in the speed of light ratio. So you've got this in a control pad. Do you get what I mean? And one in your games console. You have to have one per controller. Because you're no longer travelling at the speed of light now, and it's travelling at the speed of light here, you are calculating, so you're minusing off that speed of light lag. It's faster in the now. This would be very interesting. Wow, this world is amazing. Actually, life is quite amazing if this all comes out to be, Einstein's theory is right and all of this is correct. This is absolutely amazing stuff. It's incredible. Like a whale with something that you're nudging, and another one takes it and nudges it a little bit further, and another one nudges it a little bit more, and then eventually it's, problems over long distance pretty much solved, aren't they? I don't know what else this can benefit into. I don't know. You can have more control from an Earth perspective of another planet, which I think would be important. We would have to be in control of the other planets. Think about it. Let's just take a Hitler experience, shall we? Just take it for whatever it is. Imagine that building on Mars. And that coming towards Earth. This way means that we're able to take control of all of this. I don't know, 100% they could remove it, but the life supports, perhaps if they didn't know the information of how to build that. People will learn, I understand that, I get it, but planetary war versus one on your own planet. Do you get what I mean? It's one thing, but to have it among the planets, it's an extinction scenario to me. Yeah, if they got the better of Earth, let's just say they did, maybe somehow, something went crazy there and they got the better of Earth, well, we're kind of fucked. If some decide to stay, that if they ever came to a situation like that and one got the better of the other, it could really cause extinction because it melts everything down. So it will be there live in real time. Do you get what I mean? At the same time as you are here on Earth and on Mars. And there, again, you can check on crops if there are any growing there and be able to control the robots if they start doing something a bit silly. Robots don't take over for humans. No. Robots distract us. They can do the jobs that we could not do, let's say, for now. And then we can take over some other jobs as well by getting them to do the jobs of laying the foundations on Mars so that you don't get any loss of casualties. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And then they start paving the way there. And then once there is an establishment there that is fruiting, you've got rockets there that are readying. The robots there have been taking care of all the harvests, putting them into freezers. It's cold on Mars. It's very cold. I think it's like 80 minus, isn't it? So with it being quite cold, food keeps. If the robots start growing it there and it becomes successful, chop it down, freeze it. Chop it down, freeze it. Get some of them to be little chefs whilst they're there. I think then that then lets the oxygen build up. That lets the pressures pressurize. That lets the rockets refuel. Then you're ready for a crew. Then the crew can take over at the same time that the robots are out there doing it too, building up another area. Whilst you're manning this one, those robots now are going to build something else. Another crew, another crew, another crew, another crew. They start to interlock, crew and machine, bit by bit starting to build up. More food, more food, more food, more, growing more and more and more. You then start to bring about oxygen, converting the carbon dioxide on Mars into oxygen, which is beneficial, some carbon as well. There's more oxygen, there's more gases. I think it's like that, isn't it? Like trying to convert, Jupiter, if you can find a way, using its moon, Europa, melting down the water, let's say, and trying to combine it with some of the hydrogen and pressurize it to try and make some water. You've just made more water than your planet has ever. You then start being your environment. That's a lot of water. That's a lot. That's a hell of a lot. Could you imagine that? Dying with that trophy that you can tell your ancestors. If there's another side, I say if, okay? We keep it separate, but still. Could you imagine that? We made a whole planet's worth of water. Incredible. What a story. Yeah. You know? You make your planet's sort of water from another one. So, and then here you've got even more vegetation then, you've got even more life. The more you know about different rocks and levels, there will be people there, you need some daredevils there. I know it sounds wrong, but at the same time they love doing that. They like this thrill, like Jack Osborne, daredevils, adrenaline junkies and stuff. Where they'll sort of run out in a half-partial suit sort of thing, getting closer and closer to the doors, If it ain't harming anybody else and they're doing that sort of stuff, they're telling the information into the body. Eventually they'll be able to, like freedivers, you'd think it's mad that they could hold their breath and go that deep. But the more they do it, the more they're breaking records, the more they're telling, and they're getting more and more and more and more and more. The same way we climatize to another planet will be the same way. These little things, little bits at a time. Yeah. Out in the planet, it's less. Little bit longer, little bit longer, little bit longer. It's how we got out the sea, wasn't it? If we came from the ocean, that's how it happened. Bit by bit. Tide by tide. Up, rise. Oh, I can bear it a little bit longer today. Oh my God, I'm staying out all the time now. Same with another planet. Oh, I can bear it for a little while. 10 minutes. Oof. I feel a bit weird. Keep it on the face though. Bit by bit, the more and more humans are up in the stratosphere, the more this information is being read. I think the first thing your DNA is probably looking at is, how the hell did you do that? Never mind, this is great. This is, it's taking all that information down. But yeah, I think having this is real time, being there in real time, telling the robots in real time. Because even Mars, you've got to wait for a few hours, and then you've got to wait for it to swing around and the planet to be in the right place, and then that's not a very big window. Whereas this way, if works, well, you can tell it instantly. Yeah. So you would have a whale of a time, and then I think NASA engineers would be quite fun with that. Just reprogramming up some more rovers. The programmers will get even more gifted than they already are. Just write this out. Okay, now we can go over there. Okay, well, look, we just went past. Okay, let's have a look at that. Go over there. Grab that, I mean, that's now getting the robotics at a level where it's almost like you're already there. Oh, stop and have a look over there. Okay. Not wait days. No, that excitement will still be there. Oh, it's kind of a bit shit, this one. Oh, over there. Okay, now I just found gold, All of that sort of stuff, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. And the next thing that will piss us off would be the solar panels. Do you know? That's on. Damn it, we ain't got enough power to keep going. We'll shut down until tomorrow. It's always tomorrow. But even still, yeah, you never know. They might be able to start making fuel. Carbon battery, maybe. Carbon dioxide battery, just by sucking in the gas from the atmosphere, bubbling it into some water, carbonating the water, and then getting a reaction from the carbon. When the sun goes down, you've got energy at least to carry on going at night. It's a possibility, and then that's even more exploration going off 24/7. Not got to wait until the sun comes up. You start taking it into your own hands, sort of thing. It's already there. I'm sure carbon dioxide is. Can you make a carbon battery from that? I'm pretty sure you can. Once it's spent, that discharge next lot. Come on, next night, douche. You know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm happy I drew this one out. Yeah, kind of fits for me. But anyway, yeah, that's just a nice quick one for that. But